Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So today we're going to be going back to the basics and we're going to be talking about what is femininity and why should you care if you are a professional woman. All right, so first things first, if this is the first time that you're stopping by my channel or you're watching a video of mine, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. My name is Abby, and I am a feminine life coach for professional women, and I teach the stressed out. I teach the stressed out professional woman how to care for herself and have a work-life balance by embracing her feminine nature, nurturing and doing self-care, and of course, making sure that she has the right boundaries to be able to protect that piece of hers. And one of the key things as the year is starting out is why don't we go back to the basics? Okay, so if this is the first time that you're watching a video of mine, just to kind of recap, last year when I started YouTube, I started teaching, I was doing modeling content, and then of course I kind of transitioned to doing self-esteem, self-worth, and now femininity. And over the course of the year and even prior years, like I am a professional woman, right? And I'm also an entrepreneur. And I have been working with professional women, so I understand the pain points that we have, right? So I've been getting a lot more requests from you guys on content that is specific to women in the workplace and how can you be more feminine at work. And also if you are kind of like an entrepreneur, so you're also a professional woman and you have a business on the side, you have the same problem too. So I'm here to help, right? I'm here to help. And going forward this year, I'm going to start creating content to help you guys really overcome those issues that you face that takes you out of your feminine nature and makes you be more masculine. Now, if you are new to my work, one of the key things that I teach is balance. So I don't just teach you how to be more feminine. I teach you how to be an empowered and healthy feminine woman. And that requires you to be able to balance out your masculine energy and your feminine energy. Why? Because I don't expect you to go to the workplace and twiddle your thumbs and say, oh, I just want to be more feminine. Like, no. Like, we are in a modern day world, right? Women have and enjoy having purpose. Women now have the ability to do things they've never done, right? But that doesn't mean that you lose yourself in your job or your business. That doesn't mean that you forget that you are a woman. What it means is that when you're doing things that take you out of your feminine nature, you know how to get it back. You know how to relax. You know the kinds of relationships that will require you to either be in your masculine energy and your feminine energy. And so you know how to slide into one form of energy and the other. And it is just yummy, right? So that is my work. And one of the key things to actually being that kind of woman is really understanding what femininity is. What is feminine energy? Like, how does it relate to the workplace? Like, how do they connect, right? Okay, let's do this. So, one of the key things that you would notice about the corporate world, it's quite masculine. It was created by a man for a man. So it's quite very masculine. And the structure, the 9 to 5, and the way it was all set up supports the male nervous system better than the female nervous system. So does this mean that women are, I don't know, like, does this mean that women are doomed? They can't work? It's all downhill from there? No, it doesn't mean any of that. What it just means is that you have to now be conscious about what you can do to balance out that masculinity in you when you are off the workplace. And even when you are at work as well, because if you are constantly running on masculine overdrive for 8 hours, 5 days a week, some people work 6 days a week, 8 hours, 6 days a week for years, you're doing damage to your body because she wasn't designed for that. And this is where femininity comes in and feminine energy work. So, as a professional woman, all right, if you don't have your notes, make sure you have them handy. One of the key things to understand about femininity is that it really relates to how you choose to express your womanhood. It really relates to how you express yourself as a woman. Healthy femininity means that you're choosing to express yourself in the way that you have been designed to operate. That's it. That's all that means. So if you've been wondering, what is femininity anyway? I've had that question asked to me quite a lot. Like, hey, what is femininity? Like, why should I care? Femininity is simply how you choose to express your womanhood. And if you're doing this from a healthy standpoint, then you want to be able to express yourself in the way you have been authentically designed. So there's no performing, there's no scripting, there's no wanting people to like you, there's no needing to be nice all the time. There's none of that. It means that you're you when you're you. And so in order for you to get there, you need to be able to remove all the noise within your body and in your mind that has been fed to you, that has caused you to push away your feminine side and embrace only your masculine. And that's where the workplace comes in. So for example, myself, I was raised in a family of really strong women and men, but the women were strong. Okay. And so one of the key things growing up is, my mom and my dad will go to school, get a job, and you're a great woman and that's it. And then you go through certain experiences where being in your masculine cannot help you. You just can't. Or being too much in your masculine causes you to be sick and causes you to be exhausted all the time. That was me, right? And then to make it even worse, depending on the industry that you are in the corporate world. So for me, I'm in tech. So if you're a tech woman where you have really high pressure and never ending problems to solve, let's just leave it there. Never ending problems to solve, you can see how you are going to be operating in masculine overdrive way more than you want to. This is a case where people say, oh, my job is making me more masculine. They're not wrong. They're not wrong. Because if you look at the job they're doing, it's bringing out their masculine side more. But the key thing here is that the job is not the problem. It's you and not knowing how to balance that out. Okay, so I know that is hard to hear. You guys know I talk with love, but hey, I am also a coach too, so I'm going to give it to you straight, all right? Hey, you stopped by the video, you watched it, so that tells me you're ready for the truth. This year, we're not doing any sort of sugarcoating, and we're not doing that. We're going to give it straight to you. I'm going to give it straight to you so that you can change and start living that healthy, balanced life that you strongly desire for. Okay, so now that you understand what femininity is, the next part is, for me, as a professional woman, why is this a priority? What is the connection with being more feminine, or what is the connection with the benefit of being more feminine as a professional woman? So I kind of gave you guys some sneak peeks there in my previous point. But the key thing to note about being able to embrace your feminine nature is that it is the primary way that you're going to be able to achieve a work-life balance. It is the primary way that you're going to be able to show up at work in your best, freshest, true self. So let me tell you something about you guys, like women. I've been saying it and I'm going to keep saying it. You are like the most powerful being on earth. You're able to do things that other people cannot do, other beings cannot do, other species cannot do. You're able to do things. So with that power comes with great responsibility. And because quite a number of professional women don't know that they have that power, so they give it away. And they think that they're not powerful, and so they have to adopt the way that a man will behave in the workplace. So essentially, they show up at work like men. Yes, the corporate world is quite masculine, and it is masculine indeed. But that doesn't mean that you have to turn yourself to a man because you want to show up in the workplace. It is so unnecessary. Take it from somebody who's been there for 10 years and has done both. Take it from me when I tell you it is so unnecessary. Oh my gosh. It is so unnecessary. Like the amount of energy that goes into trying to show up like a man at work, girl, you're better off using that energy to make more money for your life. I'm sorry. You're better off using that. You're better off using that energy for things that you actually want. It is so unnecessary because you have skills. You have a way of doing things that is so powerful, and it may not look the same way a man does a thing, but you are able to achieve the same results. It is just the benefit of the differences that we have. So we have different biological systems and structures, but equally as powerful. So men are able to do their thing the way that they have been designed, and women are able to do their thing the way they have been designed. The key thing here is you're able to achieve the same results, but in a way that's aligned with the way you operate and the way you have been designed. So it is important to embrace your feminine nature and the fact that you are a woman, because that is the key way. That is the long-term way that you are going to enjoy being a woman in a workplace. That is I don't want to say the only way, because there are several messages out there that are being taught on how to live a balanced life, but many of them are catering to living a balanced life from a masculine standpoint. So it's either being taught by masculine beings for masculine beings. Notice I didn't say masculine men or masculine women. I said beings, because regardless of whether it's a man or a woman, the energy is really what's important. So this is where my work comes in, because I have lived the life of two of them, and I can tell the difference. And this is what I'm going to be sharing with you ladies over the course of the year. Like, how do you actually achieve that balanced life as a feminine woman in a feminine manner? They're very different. They're very, very different. And the reason why they're very different is because we are different biologically. And so what you would typically apply for a man's biological system will not work for a woman's biological system. I've been there. I've done it. It did not work. It did not work. It did not work. Okay? So this is why it's important. Listen up. If you haven't seen Femininity, feminine energy work and you've been rolling your eyes. And I know you're doing that because I did it too. Especially if you are in your masculine energy, most of the time you will roll your eyes when you see content that is talking about femininity and feminine energy, especially if you haven't been burned by being in your masculine. So you don't actually know there's a problem. Typically, women who come to my work is they know there's a problem or you need that problem to be fixed. Is that they don't know their worth or they're just tired of being in corporate? They think that starting a business will fix that. It does not, because it's still you and it's coming from the way that your mindset is operating. So if you don't fix your mindset, even when you start your business, you're going to burn yourself out. It's just how it is. Okay? I wanted to say something, but I'm gonna just save it for another video. Okay. Now the next step is, okay, Avi, so being able to embrace my femininity is going to help me have a work-life balance in a long-term manner. How do I do this? How do I do this? Okay. So, short answer to this is you're going to have to rewire your mindset to remove all of the misconceptions, all of the beliefs, all of the negativities, all the things that you were told that a woman is supposed to show up in the workplace. So all of the things that you were told about how a woman, that's the word, about how a woman is supposed to show up in business, how a woman is supposed to show up in the workplace. You're going to have to remove all of that because they're all nonsense. All of them are nonsense. How do you know they're nonsense? Are they working for you? If they're not working for you, they're nonsense. At least they're nonsense to you, right? Because your body doesn't align with it. You're going to have to rewire your mindset because that's where all of this starts. And then you're going to have to start learning how to be a woman. This in itself is, it's not so much that you don't know how to be a woman. It's more so that you have forgotten. So this is going to require practice. This is going to require grace. This is going to require making a decision every day and staying committed to it. This is going to require self-love because that's what it really is. It's loving yourself from a place where you know that you have to consistently be dedicated to taking care of you and showing up as you. So this is a whole system that I teach, and I'm going to create subsequent videos where I'm going to share these things. Now, if you're like, AB, well, I can't wait for like your next video that's going to come out on Sunday next week. I can't wait, AB. Okay. I have a boot camp that's coming up by January or between January 29th to 31st. Who is this for? So if you are in a state where you looking for, you want to balance out your life, you're tired of being corporate and, you're just stressed out by it, you're burned out by it, or you're somebody who's curious about feminine energy work, but you don't really know how to make that connection to how it's going to help you balance out your feminine, masculine energy, and being able to show up authentically at work. Or you just have heard the buzz of femininity and you're not sure where to start. Or you don't know your worth. You don't know your worth. You don't even know who you are. Let's start there. And you're kind of lost. You're lost and you're not sure where. This boot camp is for you. It's called the Workplace Bootcamp. Work-life balance. It's called the Work-Life Balance Bootcamp. And over the 3 days, it's free. And over this 3 days, I'm going to be teaching you the systems that I use to balance out my life. How do I balance out my life when I have a full-time 9 to 5 in a very high pressure environment? and high pressure field. How do I balance out my life having a business where I help women? How do I balance out my life and still have time for my modeling stuff and my hobbies and whatnot? So I'm going to be showing you that system. And I'm going to be teaching you the strategies that you can use to equip yourself so that you can have those same or even better results than I did, right? So if you're curious about it, it's going to be taking place in my Facebook group. So the women who are already in that group, they're going to be getting the materials for the bootcamp. And of course, they're going to be experiencing that transformation event that's coming up. So I'm going to include a link for you guys in the description box and in the comment section. If you are curious about this, check it out and see if it works for you. Okay, so the final thing that I wanted to say before I close the video is I'm not irresponsible, guys. I'm not going to give you all these things about femininity and workplace and not tell you where to start. So I'm going to give you homework because I'm going to come back in the next video and I'm going to ask for this homework. Okay. I'm going to give you homework and I want to know, where did you learn about, or rather name one thing that you know that was taught to you about how to be a successful career woman. Just one thing that you need to do. They told you this is what you need to do in order to be a successful career woman, right? One thing. And then in the next video that I'm doing, we're going to talk about some of the myths that we have been told as women, modern day women and professional women, about how we're supposed to show up at work and what exactly it's doing to our bodies. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about that. And from there, we're going to be having fun and talking about how we can start fixing these things so that you can recover and really tap into the real you. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoy this video and I will see you in the next one. Bye, girls.